All right, I think we're good to go. G'day, guys and girls. Welcome back to the Race Spec Esports YouTube channel. It's Tuesday night, which means, of course, it is Regional Leagues night, and we're kicking things off once again with the Pacific Series. We're here for tier number 3, and we're getting really close to the end of this championship. Championship in tier 3 could be decided tonight, potentially. Otherwise, but who knows? It could go on to the finale at Brazil next week. But the penultimate round of the season takes us to the streets of Monte Carlo, 3.337 kilometers or 2.074 miles. Just the one DRS zone again, just on the front straight. 19 corners make up this track, 7 to the left and 12 to the right. And there's plenty of barriers awaiting these drivers, let me tell you. So if you make just one little error along the way, you could put pay to your night, and especially for one of the championship contenders, which of course we will get into later on while these guys work out what strategies they're going to go on. It could cost them big time. Well, it could either decide the champion, or we could go on for another week. But let's take it to the live action now, shall we? Now, obviously, I've mentioned this already in the live chats, which, if you haven't already noticed, I'm all ears, so be sure to have your say in the live chats. I always love to have a little conversation sometimes if you're there or thereabouts, but we may get a little bit of drop frames just for the first part of it. Like I mentioned already, we've already... my upload speed's probably not the best. I'm not sure why, but it might just be my net. I did reset my router just in case, but... oh, sorry, about 20 minutes before we started, but it might just be the case of just loading times might take a little bit of time, so we may have a few drop frames along the way. I apologise, but that's just my internet, unfortunately. So, good evening, everybody, or good morning or afternoon. Hopefully you're enjoying. It's a very chilly night where I am, I'll tell you what, down in the southern part of New South Wales, but hopefully it's a lot warmer, potentially wherever you are watching. So we've got 13 runners with us tonight. So I really wasn't expecting, I didn't really know what to expect with the amount of driver turnouts, because I know Monaco is probably not one of the fan favourites around this track, let's be honest. But I'm glad to see that we've got a decent amount of drivers with us tonight. We've got the championship contenders, of course, so that's the important stuff. But, you know, who knows? We could see maybe a bit more numbers in Tier 4. Well, we'll wait and see, I suppose, but that's coming up later on. So, still got about a bit over 11 minutes to go. See, Chubasaurus Rex just jumps with a 1 minute 9.914, improves his best lap time already. So the first man into the 1 minute 9s. A current championship leader, of course, extended his margin last time out at the, what track was it? The Japanese Grand Prix, obviously because two of our championship contenders were not racing last week. They're being Smeg and Skuna Matata. They were both missing from Japan, so it took a little bit of an advantage, or made it a bit more of a gap this time around compared to where it has been the last couple of rounds. It's been literally a point has been separating it, but now he's got a little bit of an advantage. So the goal, I think, for him this weekend is to just pretty much outscore Smeg, and he's pretty much got this championship in the bag. Well, I think the basic gist of it is if he scores, if it gets the margin out to about 26 points, even if, well, if somebody else were to come and spoil the party a little bit, I think he's still got this championship wrapped up, because I think I did a quick look. He's got the most amount of wins out of majority of the championship runners. Smeg, who's second in the championship, obviously, is in the pit lane at the moment. Actually, he's just leaving the pit lane as we speak. Great to have Smeg back this week. But of course, he's yet to have a race win. It's just been Mr. Consistent, as always. Has been put him up here in this championship. And look, I've seen plenty of championships around where you don't have to necessarily win a race or get a pole position. If you just keep that consistency going, and if your rivals just falter a little bit, then that'll definitely help you out later on. But he's just leaving through the Lowe's hairpin there. So we've still got three guys to complete or set a lap time. They're both the Alpha Tauris of Honest Crook and Artie Chengs, and Johnny in the Alpha Romeo, who is about to start a flying lap on the looks. But let's go for a lap, shall we, of the Circuit de Monaco. So flat out DRS open here into turn 1. No heroics into Sandoval, please. Hopefully Jeff will be telling them that, but through there nicely. Double to cut turn 1, otherwise it'll cost you your lap. Up Beau Rivage we go. Now into turn 3, Massenet. flow it through here and then through Casino Square very quickly through there, over this bump into the Mirabeau Hate, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly too sure. Now to the tricky Lowe's hairpin. Have to take a nice white line to make sure you get through the corner. Now through turn 7, I think this is. It's Mirabeau Bass. And through Portier into turn 8. Now the tunnel section. It is one of the great sound effects, isn't it? Especially in this game, I've noticed in the tunnel, it's one of the great sound effects. Now the Novel chicane. It's a tricky one. You lock up the breakthrough there. Don't want to run out too wide, otherwise you may clip the wall. Or clip the wall coming into it. Now to back. Flow it through here. Louis Chiron through the chicane flat. Through there, through the swimming pool section, which they've obviously opened up in the chicane in recent memory. Now Larras Cass. Tight, tricky corner through there. And now line it up through the fast couple of final corners that Anthony knows. And there you go. There's a lap of Monaco. And where does Johnny put himself? To the top with a 9.905. That was a very nice lap there. So this could be a very close qualifying session here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what. So nice lap there for Johnny. We have seen him score a couple of poles, I think, from memory in the past so far this season. So it wouldn't be surprised me if he gets another pole position. Strategy, I think, is probably, well, not too much to play out for his strategy. I mean, you could pick any strategy you want here and it may work out for you, but I don't think there's really too much effect on the tyres around this place. So, but he's currently leading the way, like I said, Johnny, with a 9.905, just narrowly nipping. Is that? No, that's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Just look at that tiny gap there to Chaposaurus Rex in second, and Lunacy is also in third. Look at that, 0.03 covers the top 3 at the current moment there. There we go, that's the one I need. Lunacy is just on another flying lap. Look for Skinner Matata, his teammate in 4th. There's Metz in position 5, Smeg in 6th. Pup Mastiff there in 7th. He's just on a lap on the mediums by the looks of it. Probably won't be surprised if you see some guys, if they qualify outside the 10 or even qualify in the 10 on a set of mediums. You could do the opposite strategy, as there's just one of the Alphas off the road there, the famous Nico Rosberg corner, 2014. That was Metz there in the Alfa Romeo. I mean, don't be surprised if you see that possibly happen where they might do the switch. I think it's pretty simple, soft to medium, or you never know, soft to hards could work, but I think the majority would pick soft to mediums around here. But got a new driver, I think, as well this week, being BB10 Pro. I think that's how you pronounce his gamer tag. I apologise if it's not, but he's filling in the Ferrari, for one of the Ferrari. WA Huddens, I know, is not here. Let's see where he goes. I think he's just about to set off for another flying lap here. So the 2 Alpha Tauris, not sure what their plans of attack are, whether they're going to come out late or what, but none of them have set a lap time at the current stage. This Pup Mastiff also comes back into the pit lane. Oh, Steer getting a little bit sideways there coming out of Portier. Surprising, got away without any front wing damage. Here we go into the Novel chicane. Don't want to turn in too early, otherwise you'll hit your left rear on that, and pretty much the entry barriers. So want to be very, very careful. But Tabac, very, very tight through there. Oh, sliding through there, and there goes the lap. It just went from in there, lost at the back end. That's all it takes, really. Just make one little error, and that could cost you your lap time. So I reckon he might continue on here. Well, he probably wants to waste a little bit of time here just to see what he's got left. So just he has a little bit of time left for maybe a flying lap later on. I think his teammates just left the lane, being Power Sight in the other McLaren. Who else we got on a fly here? I'll say Metz was possibly on a flyer, but I think he must have picked up front wing damage as he just absolutely cuts out the swimming pool chicane. I think that is. Well, it's past the swimming pool section anyway, but he's going to come straight back into the lane. Really sitting 5th at the moment in the other Alpha. His teammate's still leading the way. Right, might see a majority of these guys maybe just wait it out till probably the last couple of minutes, probably, and then just set one flying lap potentially. But you never know. Some guys might try and get out early and do a lap time while they've got fresh air. It would be weird to see what it'd be like with 20 other drivers. Like, if you had a full grid, imagine the scenes out of that. But anyway, look at BB10 Pro. That's probably another word, but I mean, I'm probably not going to say it on stream because I don't want to have any copyright or infringement notices or anything, say anything rude, but he's got an 11.7 currently is BB10 Pro. He might be just coming into the pit lane at the moment, I reckon. Yes, he does. So there's a stick. Has now split the two McLarens. There's actually the Ferrari retires in the pit lane, so he might be going to be starting outside the top 10 if any of the other guys outside of it improve. It's a nice lap time, although probably, well, it's hard to say whether you want to be on fresher soft compounded tyres or what, but whether you need a couple of laps on them. So, I mean, tyre wear is not really a big key thing here. That's Scooter Matata. It looks like he's got a bit of front wing damage on the left-hand plate. Indeed he has. Excuse me, I'm going to have to take a little bit of a drink later on before I'll... these guys set up, but what do we reckon, guys? 3 minutes to go here. Can anybody stop Johnny at the moment? He's on provisional pole position as he just waits. Hopefully he doesn't block the pit lane. I have seen that happen before. And preferably you don't want to be wasting your ERS on an outlap here. Usually you probably want to save it up, I would think, for later on in the lap, but obviously he's going to maybe burn up a little bit of it. I don't know whether that's a thing or not, whether having less ERS is worth it or not, but anyway. You know, we'll wait and see. Stick will probably, I think he's run out of fuel actually, so he might just get back to the lane, but he'd have to be damn quick to get another set of soft competitor tyres on and get out for another lap. Scooter Matata would probably have to be the same, although he'd be right, I think, because he might be just leaving the lane as we speak. There we go, right on cue. So, who have we seen a lap yet? Here's Artie Cheng's. Here we go through Larascas. Not too bad. And now through Anthony Nose, the final couple of quarters. Let's see where he goes. Can he improve from 13th? He does to 12th with a 12.631. This might be his quicker lap. Lunacy now at a 9.700. Nice lap from him. So he's taking advantage of that probably fresh air while he's got it. That might be his quality done, I think, because he's on 0 ERS. He's just literally just flying it through Macedonian Casino. Actually chucking the car here at the moment, but he's the championship leader in third at the moment. His nearest rival, Smeg, is in 7th. And I've really got to have the points table. You know, the points system again, because I remember this from last time out that in RS4 in Japan. I had to work out the numbers very quickly as to what would be the scenario for later on, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. As Papa Stiff looks like he's going to set his lap time on the softs. Just see if I can find the point system. I'm pretty sure I said, there we go, I found it now. I'll remember to keep that handy on my phone. So I think Smeg's just about to start his flyer, and he really needs to improve here if he wants to stand any chance of keeping this championship going for another week. Who's that in the Alfa Romeo? That's Metz, who's already gearbox glitching. Lovely. Sorry if that deafened everybody, but that was not my intention. Johnny's going for another fly. He's got plenty of time up his sleeve. There's nice gearbox glitch, as always, for the Alphas. There's Pump Stiff go. He goes to 5th with a 10.274. Might go for another fly here. Who's that in the Alpha Tower? I think that's Honest Crook. He's just about to start his flying lap. So, 7 seconds to go. I think the checkered flag will come out. So it'll be Chubasaurus Rex. He'll be the first one to cross the line as the checkered flag now comes out. The 4 guys already done. Oh, it's actually technically 5 because one's retired. Here comes Chubasaurus Rex. Goes to provisional pole at a 9.364. There's a nice lap from him. Stig, I think, invalidated. His lap time was a 10.30 there, so not quite. Scooter Matata, what would his lap would have been? A 10.291. Would have improved up probably 1 spot in the end. All right, let's have a look at Smeg. Doesn't look like he's had a great lap here. It's not great. It's only 9th. Does not improve at all, Smeg. So he's going to have to do the hard work here tonight. That's the wrong one. Metz is invalidated, and I don't think his lap time would have improved at all. As somebody is around, that's being Papa Stiff down at Larascas. Johnny's retired as nice gearbox glitch. So I think we're just waiting on Honest Crook. No, he's going to abandon his lap time as well. So that is qualifying done and dusted, I think, ladies and gentlemen. As we'll wait and see whether these guys will actually retire in the pit lane or whether we'll wait another 2 minutes for the clock pretty much to run down with time running out, but everybody has pretty much done their lap time. So, yeah, guys, I think a tip is basically if you come into the pit lane, I think your simple bet is to just retire straight away if like qualifying's done. Make it a lot simpler, make it a bit quicker, but I mean, that's just my view. That's probably what I do most of the time anyway. So, we'll just wait on Honest Crook to now retire. So, see on board there with Stig. He's qualified in position 6 in the McLaren. So here we go. So Chubasaurus Rex puts himself in prime position, starting on pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix. Nearly 0.3 of a second, nearly 3.5 tenths of a second clear of Lunacy, who starts on the front row with him. Johnny in position 3, then it's MJJ in 4th, Pump Mastiff in 5th, Stig in 6th, Schooner Matata in 7th, he's 3rd in the championship, Metz is in 8th, Smeg is going to have to do the long haul here in 9th, and Power Sight rounds out your top 10, and it's BB10 Pro in 11th, Artie Cheng's in 12th, who's 3.67 seconds off the pace, and Honest Crook, who did not set a lap time. So it's going to be a tough ask for Smeg, but while these guys work out what they're going to be doing, I'll take a quick breather and we'll be back shortly. Alright, we are back, hopefully. Frames once again, as usual. But here's where we stand with the Drivers' Championship. So, like I said, it's 21 points between Chubasaurus Rex and Smeg. So, basically, if Chubasaurus Rex can outscore Smeg by 5 points, or 6 points, if you wanted to be exact, obviously, just to be on the safe side, but I think 5 points will be enough to secure the Tier 3 Pacific title. Obviously, saw Zach Crichton, GeForce Crichton, sorry, secure the title last week in Tier 1 Pacific, and we see another champion be crowned here tonight. But the minor places could still be up for grabs here. Schooner Matata still in position 3. He's 39 points behind. I think that says it on my screen. I can't read it properly. But then it's Lunacy in 4th. So nice job from the Renault boys. Then 5th is Pump Mastiff, Artie Cheng's in 6th, TCF Old Boys 7th, Stig in 8th, Ash is 9th, and Honest Crook rounds out your top 10, and you can see where your favourite drivers are up and down the field. Let's have a quick look at constructors. That could also be wrapped up this weekend if my maths is correct, unless somebody wants to do the maths for me. But Renault currently leading that on 293 points. Quite a good margin over Racing Point, who on 248. I'm not even going to do the maths, but I think it's like 45 points. And Williams in 3rd on 229, so they could make a late play later on. AlphaTauri in 4th, Haas in 5th, Alfa Romeo 6th, Mercedes 7th, McLaren 8th, Ferrari 9th, and Red Bull rounds out your top 10. Righto, let's have a look. So we'll have a look at not that one, the quick detail. So 2 guys have already been disqualified, being Powersight and BB10. But obviously top 10 are starting on the soft compounder tyres. Outside it, interesting choice of strategy. Both AlphaTauris going to mediums and BB10 Pros on the hards. So to see how this strategy will play out. You know, never know. Safety cars are always a common thing around Monaco. Excuse me, just caught my breath there. But we'll have to wait and see how this pans out as we get ourselves set to go here for the Monaco Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Could we crown the Tier 3 Pacific champion today? Away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix. Looks like a good start for Chuposaurus Rex. He'll lead into turn 1. Johnny, I think, was putting a bit of pressure on Lunacy there for position, but doesn't quite get there in the end. As already we've got the classic graphic glitched as always. But I can tell you it's still Chuposaurus Rex that is leading. Somehow there's ghosting. Well, that's probably because of that glitch. But it's Chuposaurus Rex leading the way. It should rectify itself very, very quickly, I should think. Lunacy's still in second. Into the Lowe's hairpin. Oh, up the inside goes one of the McLarens. On a move for Johnny. That is tight. I think the other Alpha was battling with Pup Stiff there. As there's the yellow flags in the background is already banging into the wall there already. I think Artie Cheng's has been caught up somewhere along that line, but there was the yellow flags out for a tiny little bit, but they've gotten away with it. But it's still Chuposaurus Rex. That march has just come back a little bit now, back to Lunacy, but he's still comfortably leading the way. Through the swimming pool section we go. Into the pool chicane. Oh, that's very tight to the wall. You don't want to make too much of an error there, otherwise it could cost you. But at the end of lap 1, I don't think anybody is close. Oh, that looked like there was battles in the background there, but I think they've gotten away with it. But it'll be Chuposaurus Rex that's leading the way, although Lunacy is putting him under a lot of pressure coming into turn 1. He gets good to drive out of this corner. Yellow's in sector 3. Good drive from Lunacy. Here he comes, round the outside. I don't think Chuposaurus Rex will fight it too much, as he doesn't. Just wanted to see whether he's actually got damage. Actually, he does. So that might be one of the reasons that BB10 Pro's already retired out of this race. Not sure why, but you can see it on the right end wing plate there. Chuposaurus Rex has got damage already, and it's only lap 1. Oh, sorry, we're on lap 2, obviously, but we've still got another 30-odd laps to go. And he can try and manage to hang on with the front wing damage, but he's going to lose a lot of time. But importantly, he's still ahead of his championship rival, that is Smeg, who's in 10th. Hasn't made much inroads at the moment. Oh, that was contact in the background, I think, with MJJ, as Chuposaurus Rex gets the 3-second time penalty. I dare say that will probably get removed, but I think MJJ's got massive wing damage, and he has. It nearly gets collected there by Stig. Oh, that's not easy going through there. Don't go flat out. Please do not go flat out through there, but I dare say MJJ might have to come in as Chuposaurus Rex. He will also come into the lane as well. So already dramas here for 2 of our top 3 at the moment. Now Lunacy has got the advantage at the moment by quite a margin already. It's only 4 seconds back to the Stig in second. And there's Johnny, who's putting a bit of pressure on that McLaren. Then Pup Stiff as one of the Alphas there, I think has got damage. Has he got damage? I don't know, hard to tell. I think he looks like he's got end plate damage. Yes, he has. So that's Metz there. Must have tried for a bold move down at turn 1 and it failed miserably, I think. That's Scooter Batata. No, sorry, that was... Oh, that's contact between these two. Bit of a push and shove through there. And he gets back ahead in 6th. Well, he's going to have to do it the hard way with that front wing damage. But that allows, obviously, Chuposaurus Rex has got fresh air now on the hard competitor tyres, so he's going to try and go to the end. Barring, of course, there's no safety cars, of course. And then MJJ has also come in for the set of the medium compounder tyres. And he's also with the front wing damages, so they both have their wings changed. Cool Gayogi. If Renault outscore or tie on points with Racing Point today, Renault has the constructors. Yeah, well, I probably should have done the maths very quickly. I don't really focus too much on the constructors. Obviously, more focus on the drivers' standings, if anything. But that being said, obviously, there's 2 Renaults and 1 Racing Point, because I think Ash was going to try and join during qualifying, but obviously since the rule that was brought in saying you can't join in qualifying during qualifying if you're late anymore, that's obviously cost out big time there. Might cost Racing Point as well. And there's Johnny putting a bit of pressure here on the Stig. There's not too many passing opportunities here, so you've got to bide your time a little bit here as to where you make your pass, but as long as this battle keeps brewing on, more chance that Lunacy can pull away at the front there. He's already nearly got a 5, no, not quite 5, but 4.2 seconds, that margin. Then it's Pup Stiff in 4th. Then Scooter Matata in 5th, the under Renault. Excuse me. Metz in 6th is under attack, obviously, from power side, because Metz is battling on with that front wing damage. He'll probably push on to probably the pit window, I'd say. Then might get the wing changed later on. There's Smeg in 8th. Honest Crook in ninth, the leading medium. And there goes Power Sight. So it's because I think there's damage. There's more damage. Oh, Smeg has been caught up in that. Had to take avoiding action. Was there a bit of wing that went from Smeg's car? I don't know, but Metz has got a lot of damage as Stig's in the lane. This is an unscheduled stop, I think, as he's got front wing damage. It didn't look like any end plates were missing, but he's definitely got a new front wing, so already pit stops are happening. As Metz will definitely have to come in now to change that front wing and probably go to either the mediums or the hards, but looks like the mediums are on standby. Yes, it is. Chabosaurus Rex now new fastest up in the race with a 13.521. Probably have to keep an eye on Smeg here. I don't know if he's got any wing damage. Can't really tell on the end plates. None of the end plates are missing, but whether he's got any other damage from trying to take avoiding action with Metz, who knows? It's a bit hard to tell on that racing point, but he might have to do a bit of battling here. And the championship lead is currently ninth at the moment, showing good speed. With a bit of fresh air, obviously, is helping. And that new front wing is definitely helping as well, but he can't afford to do that too many times with front wing damage. So you've got to be real cautious around here. So Lunacy still leads the way by 4.5 seconds nearly now over Johnny, who's now into second spot. So already gaps are starting to, what's the word, bail out, not bail out, but sprawl out, that's the word I'm trying to think of. Pump Mastiff there in third. There's Scooter Matata there in position 4. Power Sight in 5th is being under attack here by Honest Crook, the leading medium compound tyre runner. So looks like Honest is Honest Crook showing a little bit of good speed at the moment. They're saying that the softs could go probably just a tad longer. They'll be probably starting to show their tyre wear a little bit. The mediums will have plenty of grip up their sleeve for a little bit longer here. So goes through the Lowe's hairpin here. Very tricky as they ride the bump, obviously. What is this camera shot? Don't think I've ever seen this one. Looks like out of the rear quarter panel, the left rear, potentially. I've not seen this one before. Yellow flags, it looks like it's Metz. As what's happened here? Pump Mastiff is... Oh, Johnny's around! My apologies, that was not the Alfa Romeo I was thinking. That was actually the wrong Alfa Romeo. I need to reverse Johnny, not go forward. I think he'll have a bit of room here, as he's just been disqualified as well, so he needed to get going. I think the ghosting would have helped you out, but oh, it's really cost him. Hopefully that's not the only one we get, but obviously the car we pulled over in a safe spot where pretty much all the crashes happened, or in the past they have been at Monaco anyway, but that's a real shame for Johnny. It's not been a good day so far for Alfa Romeo. Now it's Metz who's the leading Alfa Romeo left in P11, obviously. So we've only got 2 drivers not scoring points this race. Metz 3-second time penalty. So I'm a bit unsure whether Chabosaurus Rex may get his 3 seconds removed potentially, because we know he obviously got hit on the backside by MJJ in that Red Bull, so might get that warning removed potentially because he obviously got a little bit of help there. But how that margin has just gone out even further now to 7 odd seconds. So Lunacy is just enjoying life at the moment on the streets of Monaco. Probably just doesn't need to really do anything silly here. Just pretty much just due to driving of the car. Don't go quick if you need to necessarily. Just do your own thing. Just drive the car like you normally would. Just keep it out of the walls. Oh, sorry, off the walls, and you pretty much got this place nailed on here at the moment. And there's Pump Mastiff in third. Scooter Matata's just there in the background, so it's looking good at the moment from Renault. Currently 1 and 3, so that'll be a good podium for the Renault boys. Crooks just dropped away a little bit from Power Sight. Oh, is there say that as Power Sight just put it in the wall, exiting out of turn 1. Just put on the power a little bit too early, and he's now got front wing end plate damage, and it's now taken full advantage of that as Honest Crook up into 4th position now. So probably not the way he was hoping that would happen, but in the end he has got past. So that was very lucky there. That didn't end badly for those guys, but now he can have a little bit more fresh air to catch up. Although there's quite a bit of a margin here, as there's a bit of a thing going on here. Yellows in Sector 2. That's MJJ, and I think Stig was there as well. So they must have made contact because looks like MJJ's got more front wing damage here on the Red Bull. What about Stig here? Chabosaurus Rex has got past Artie Cheng's for 7th spot now. Stig must have been Stig that may have been going for the move on Metz, maybe. Sorry, MJJ, my apologies. That's given him more front wing end plate damage, and hopefully they've been it in the wall there. But race leader's in. I think it was a wing plate, a front wing change as well. So everyone's taking advantage of changing the front wing. I haven't seen anybody yet that hasn't changed the front wing, but now he'll drop back out into 8th position. He'll just have enough gap, I think, over Stig to just remain in 8th. So he's got a bit of a hard slog to do here. Although he'll have 6-lap fresher tyres compared to Chabosaurus Rex, whose tyres will probably be a lot older come later on. But his next battle for position is he's the man he's fighting for in the championship. That is Speg in 5th position, of course. So Speg has, of course, still yet to pit, obviously. MJJ obviously is coming back in and out for a set of mediums and no doubt another front wing. Of course, Chabosaurus Rex doesn't really need to do anything too silly here. Obviously, these guys up in front still yet to pit, so he'll come back out in front as the effective race leader, but he'll have to hang on with these tyres quite a bit longer. They should be able to get to the end. Obviously, he pitted at the end of lap 1. Sorry, what was it? Lex, let me clarify that 1 second. Where did he pit? He pitted at the end of lap 2, so you think he could get to the end there. I think majority, everybody's done a front wing change that I've seen so far, so he's got plenty of speed in that Williams at the moment. So Putma Stiff now is the race leader by 1.8 seconds over Squidda Matata. You can see Chabosaurus Rex here. Doesn't really need to do anything silly. Just got to think championship prospects at this stage. Do I need to throw it, go for a position here that I don't really need to? They're actually both catching up to Power Side as well, because this could be a 3-way fight here at the moment. Lunacy's obviously going to make his way through Artie Cheng's, who of course will go a lot longer as well on the mediums. As he goes for a move, let's see, does he think about it? But no, thinks better of it. I think he's got an end plate damage, Smeg. Yes, he has. Let's see if I can turn a better shot here. That's not the shot I was looking for here, Cody's. Nice 1950s helmet there, actually. So as you can see, he's struggling through the corners here, and he's just going to let him go here. That's probably fair enough here. That's good sportsmanship there. So Squidda Matata comes in. First one I've not seen, but it hasn't had a front wing change. So he's in and out. Smeg also is into the lane now, so he'll probably have to have his front wing changed. He'll go into the mediums, of course, but that's not going to help him out here. I think he's still got a bit of a gap here to the next car, which is MJJ in 10th. So he should come back out in P9. This is not really helping out his cause here. It's just Chabosaurus Rex. He's trying to go around the outside here at Mirabeau Hate. Or the Nico Rosberg corner, I should call it, shouldn't I? Not the... Now through turn 7, Mirabeau. And now the other Mirabeau Bass, and now Portier. Let's see whether he'll line up a move. So I should get rid of that on my screen there, shouldn't I? So apologies about that. Does he go for a move down here at Novelle Chicane? It seems to be a hot spot. Don't touch the inside wall, and yeah, Power Side doesn't put up too much of a fight there. So, or don't put yourself into the wall there, Chabosaurus Rex. That'll be the last thing you need. Just getting past Power Side. Don't really need to do anything just too silly. His pump with stiffs in, so softs to mediums for him, and no front wing change required. So should get out in position 2 now, will Chabosaurus Rex. So see, pump with stiff will drop back through the field. I reckon he'll come out behind Squidda Matata. Yes, he will, as the pit window is open apparently. Even though Squidda Matata's already come into the pit lane, so. But obviously I missed this. Lunacy has got by Artie Cheng's. Oh, that's very wide there for Artie Cheng's, who's literally chucking it through Massenet there. It gets away with it. Where was that other battle? Squidda Matata. Now this will be an interesting three-way fight here. One at the hairpin. Oh, gives him a little bit of a nudge there to Stig. Stig does to Artie Cheng's. They only got the two medium compound tyre runners and power sight yet to pit, obviously. Now, I think Scooter Matata may try for a move. Going to have to do it the hard way. Running outside. Oh, there's the contact. Oh, there's contact. I knew that was going to happen. I just wasn't sure how bad it was going to end, but it hasn't ended well for Scooter Matata. And I think you might have to come back into the lane after not long ago just coming into the pit lane. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. And Stig now putting pressure again on Artie Cheng's. Might have been a little bit of contact, I'm not too sure, between the Stig and Scooter Matata, but it's ended badly, unfortunately. Or he might have just outbraked himself there, not too sure, as Lunacy's now cleared power sight for P3 in the race. That obviously will be position 2 once Honest Crook comes into the pit lane. Smeg will go up another spot to 8th. Still not enough, really, as he just gets a 3-second time penalty as we say it. So, not ideal there for Smeg. MJJ sets the fast lap of the race of 13.121. Scooter Matata will just come out ahead in 10th position. So there's Metz in the foreground, you can see there. It's coming through turn 1, but of course he'll probably have to pit again with a set of soft compound tyres. Jeez, Honest Crook, that was close through the swimming pool section there as he takes the ice course through the chicane. Now, Raskas, it's coming down a little bit, 7.8 seconds. The gap's really coming down, obviously, between he and Chabasaurus Rex, so it's nearly 7 seconds now. I think it'll be under 7 seconds now. So just literally just goes underneath there, so still waiting on Oz Crook to pit as in comes Power Sight. Finally, the last soft compound tyre runner to pit. Let's keep an eye on this battle here with Stig. Putting pressure here on Artie Cheng. This is pretty much the only DRS spot here, although you really need to have a good run coming out of Anthony Nodes to maybe go for a run there, or need a good run throughout turn 1 through Saint-Devot. Looked like everybody was behaving themselves through Saint-Devot. No doubt Jeff would have told them. It is a good run here for Stig. Might go for the move here at turn 5, the infamous Nico Rosberg corner, and up the inside he goes. So there's position 4 for Stig, which will be effective P3 once Honest Crook does pit, of course. Scooter Matata's just got ahead of Power Sight. Only just, though, considering Power Sight only just came into the pit lane as he nearly threw it all away there coming through Massanamo, apologies. Let's get my corner names mixed up there. So how long does Honest Crook go for? I reckon he'll be probably going as long as he can to get onto a set of soft compound tyres. So both the AlphaTauris have yet to pit, obviously, so we'll have to wait and see how this one pans out. See, that gap is starting to come down, obviously. Plenty of fresh air for Chabasaurus Rex, who's currently second as Stig's into the lane here. This is an unscheduled stop, I think. I think there's a front wing get every replaced. There is. I can't really tell which. It wasn't the right-hand side that had end plate damage. Might have been the left, maybe, or something else. But he's come in unscheduled for him. Puts on a set of medium compound tyres as the safety car's considering bumping all over the shop. We haven't seen it yet. Metz gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so his day's really not going to plan at the moment. As Papa Stiff has got by Artie Cheng's for position 4. So Smeg now up into 6th spot here at the current moment. So Metz puts on a set of mediums, which he's already used by the look of it. Be very lucky not to go a lap down here, but I think you'll maintain that margin. Not really too much battle is going on here. So still waiting on the race leader to pit. Actually, waiting for both AlphaTauris to make their pit stops, of course. Probably still suffering a few frames. Sure, I've dropped frames there, guys. I apologise, but it's just out of my hands. My net's not been the best. Like I said, I did mention it in the live chat, obviously, but yeah, it was not looking the greatest, so I wasn't sure how good it was going to be. But like I usually say, I always keep a recording just in case something goes awry. That margin is really coming down, but interesting to see whether theoretically, you should be able to get the hard competitor tyres to the end of the race. So we'll have to wait and see whether that pans out. But he's in a prime position at the moment. Is Chaposaurus Rex. Going to be the effective race leader once. There's a little bit sideways there coming through the Noble chicane. I just got the back end of that one. He's currently in prime position at the moment. Oh, as he just gives the wall a little nudge, as that looks like a skin of it. No, sorry, that was Lunacy, I think. I think he's made an error here at the Noble chicane. Be surprised if he's gotten away without any damage. I think he was starting to close in a little bit. Not too much of a margin, but now that's just blown out. Might have gotten away with front wing damage. Might have just touched the inside wall there at the Noble chicane at turn 10, which is easily... that was nice wording. Easily doable. So might have just got that corner wrong there. Now that margin's now blown out to 9 seconds now between Chaposaurus Rex and Lunacy. So even if the margin came down at the current stage, Chaposaurus Rex would still be in front, obviously, because it'd be a 6-second gap, basically, but roughly a 6-second gap anyway. But he's closing that margin to the race leader. I think we're just nearly past half race distance, if I'm not mistaken. We must be getting close. Getting real close, obviously, but let's have a look at the penalty situation. So it'd be 3 seconds for Chaposaurus Rex and Smeg, pretty much the two championship contenders at the moment. Technically, you can count both the Renault boys, but they're a little bit further back. They really need something to go over their ways. Now, Lunacy joins that club. A 3-second time penalty of his own. But they really need something to go right with the top two, or hoping that the top two DNF to have any hope of catching up. As yellow flag says Smeg's around. MJJ's picked up a 3-second time penalty. Trying to see a better shot here. That's not the shot I was looking for. Come on, Cody. You've got to have a better shot than this. I'm trying to work out whether he got any wing damage from it. And he has on the left-hand side yet once again. So must have been another one that's done it at the Noble chicane. Must have just touched the inside wall, turned in way too early. But he's in for another unscheduled stop here. Is this Smeg waving goodbye to the Tier 3 Championship in Pacific? Potentially another front wing change. No set of mediums, but he'll still comfortably come out in P10. He'll be hoping something happens up at the front there for Chaposaurus Rex to have any hope of the title going another week. But on current form, it's not looking likely that'll happen. Or as he just manages to just make it out of the pit lane as well. As they see there we go with the set of mediums. Again, I apologise for the frame drops there. There's nothing I can do. But this margin has really come down at the front. Half a tenth, or actually around that, between Honest Crook and Chaposaurus Rex. Remember, Honest Crook is still yet to pit, obviously, so he's just going as long as he can to get onto the set of soft compounder tyres. We haven't really seen the softs really go too long around here. I would have thought they would have gone a bit longer around here, but obviously they're doing their best to go to the softs. No doubt Artie Chengs will probably be in that same boat. Now he's just got to play it patiently here as Chaposaurus Rex. Nearly 0.8, 0.9 of a second now. Should get that spectator menu off. I keep forgetting. Too worried about the damn stream, aren't I? But, there might be a bit of buffering and frame drops here, but he wasn't really quite close enough as MJJ's cleared Artie Chengs for 5th place. Now puts a car in between here and Skinner Matata, who with the next car to try and get past him. Of course, there's a 12-lap difference between the medium and compounder tyres. So go for the move. Yes, he will at the Noble chicane. This time he nails it perfectly. Well, that was a weird shot there for some unknown reason. It's a weird glitch, but anyway. Margin at the front still roughly about the same as always. Through between Casino and Mirabeau. Into the chicane we go. It's the lowest hairpin, I should say. Margin will keep coming down a bit more if Chabosaurus Rex can't get by. It's yellow flags. Metz is gone. Could this change things? Oh, he's trying. You have to get it past him before the yellow flags. He can't pass at the yellow flag section. So I think there's Metz there off to the right-hand side there. So it might be in a safe spot as he now leads the session, obviously. Spec now 13.017. He fastest lap of the race. Seen no safety car as of yet, or virtual safety car. Nope, looks like we're going scot-free at the moment, so a bit surprised there. But anyway. Nice big glitches as always with this game. Although that probably has something to do with my internet, I think. But anyway, Stig, I think, has just got my Artie Cheng for 7th spot. So Artie's starting to really struggle now on those old set of mediums. That's a weird engine noise around here. This is just me. So maybe that Renault's does sound weird as Artie now pulls the pin and comes into the pit lane. So he'll probably go back to being in 10th spot, although looks like he's going to need a wing change. I think he's, I don't know, maybe not missing an end plate. He's going to the hards, so this might be not when he intended to pit. So Smeg sets another fastest lap at 12.353. We'll get the extra bonus point if he gets to the end, obviously, but it's a tough ask from now. Where are we sitting at the moment? Chabosaurus Rex is just trying to get past Honest Crook, but he can't afford to do anything too silly here, like cop a penalty or get any more damage, because it may drop him back even more spots here. Well, he's got a fair margin back to Smeg. You can see he's got all over him here. He should have the move done into turn 1. Honest Crook's going to fight. There's contact! And into the wall goes Honest Crook, actually. I think he was up far enough here. I could be wrong. Now that might cause a little bit of a stir, maybe. But that's not going to help his cause here. To be fair to Chabosaurus Rex, I think he backed out of it in the end just to let him have the spot, but that's not going to help. Scooter Matata's in the pit lane for another front wing change. So plenty of front wings being changed here at Monaco. Hopefully the Tier 4 lads are watching, because they're going to probably need it as well. Before we go with Honest Crook in the AlphaTauri. That's what I was saying earlier on, with you can't afford to take too many risks here. You afford to burn a little bit of time if you have to. But could it cost him the championship this week, potentially? We'll have to wait and see on that one, whether there'll be any stewards' inquiries, but it might have to be a standby sort of thing in between events to see whether he will be crowned champion. On current rate, he will be at this rate. Honest Crook still leading the way. We'll have to push on as he gets another 3-second time penalty, but this one I think is a definite. There's the gaps between the top two, so it's roughly about 40-odd seconds back to between Chabosaurus Rex and Smeg. So even if he were to make another pit stop, I think he's still come out ahead of his nearest championship rival. Probably can't afford to do that too much. Once Honest Crook does pit, obviously we'll get a bit of an indication as to who's moved up where, up positional-wise. Again, we go through the Noble Chicane. These guys are still close to each other. So I think Pup Mastiff's actually closing up to the back of Lunacy. Yep, they certainly are, James. They certainly are working a bit overtime. That's usually the case around Monaco anyway. They better have the front wings ready, and I think probably a similar case can be said for Singapore. It's getting a lot closer now between nearly the top 4 here. Honest Crook is nearly making a little bit of a train here. Pup Mastiff is getting closer as he actually lets him go here, I think. Oh, he's missing an end plate as well as Lunacy, so he must have got some wing damage somewhere along the line, so that's probably why we may have let Pup Stiff go here. There's still a bit of quite a margin back to MJJ, who's 5th. Probably wouldn't have expected him to be in 5th this far into the race. And now Pup Stiff can have a crack here at Chubasaurus Rex. He's a little bit wide there, because he hasn't got a penalty at this stage as Pup Stiff either. See, he's trying and trying. Let's jump aboard here with the Williams. They'll be absolutely burning up their ERS. Again, he's just had to bide his time once again. Gives him a little bit of a nudge there. Puts him off. He's trying to block him as best he can as he gets a little bit too sideways there. As Lunacy again, I think, has had an error at the Novell chicane. That's lost him a lot of time now between he and Pup Stiff, although he'll probably try and gain it back, although it's a tough ask. The front wing damage. Look at Chubasaurus Rex. He's all over the back of the Alpha Tower. He's trying and trying, but now here comes Pup Stiff. He might play a factor in this one as well. Turn 1, but again, he just can't quite get past an Alpha Tower. He's doing a fantastic job at the moment, keeping him behind. This is not really a DRS opportunity up here. You can see in the foreground on board with Pup Stiff here. Just needs to get a good run out of here. Oh, he nearly had it, I thought, coming out of Casino, but again, he's just stuck behind that Alpha Tower. Can't afford to slam him up the rear end too many more times, otherwise he may get some front wing damages. You can see the different lines they take through the hairpin. This is pretty much the closest battle we've got here on track at the moment. I think Stig is also closing in on MJJ for position as well for 5, which will be effectively P4 once Honest Crook does come into the pit lane. He's taken these mediums 24 laps so far. Started on these ones obviously outside the top 10. It's a great view you want to see of these guys close to with the battles. This lock up there from Chubasaurus Rex. You can tell there's not really too many moves you can do up the inside. Here's an opportunity. No, he can't quite get it done. Couldn't quite nail the run here, but no, Honest Crook obviously does not have the DRS compared to these two behind. Again, he just can't quite get it done. He'll probably have to bide his time really until Honest Crook does pit. And again, like I said, whether there's a stewards inquiry after this race between those two, who knows? So this championship is going to be decided tonight, or it'll be decided next week at Brazil. And Lunacy's still 4th. He's actually catching back up to this group somehow, with the front wing end plate damage here. So this could nearly become a 4-way fight again. Look at him, look at the run. Oh, there's contact in the tunnel, and Honest Crook goes around. Oh boy, there's going to be some controversy about that one. Now Honest Crook's not going to be too thrilled. They'll probably have their side of things. It's probably Honest would probably say, I'd had that right to defend the move there, and Chubasaurus Rex said, you probably reckon he'd probably be saying, like, you cut me off there, I was probably going for a move. And now this has cost him here. He'll have to come into the pit lane. Be cautious with these guys behind. Yeah, a lot of damage on that car, so... Ooh, that's a bit close for comfort there. It's nice ghosting there. So Honest Crook does come into the lane now. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, and I know people are going to have differing opinions on this one, but... oh boy. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening after this one as Smeg comes into the lane again. So this is another front wing change, I think, from the looks of it. Another set of mediums. This is already a set he's been on. Can't really tell from that angle whether he's had a front wing change, but he's definitely having one, I think. So Honest Crook goes onto the set of soft competitor tyres. We'll still get some points, but whether he wants the penalty to arise at the moment, who knows? But oh, that's tight as Arnie Cheng's just gets ahead of Smeg for 9th and 10th, although that might change a little bit as both MJJ and Stig have got 3 second time penalties for corner cutting. As race leaders in, okay. I think he can afford to do this. This looks like a Renault's in as well. Yep, that's Lunacy. So this would probably be for a front wing change, I think. Yep, and a set of softs. And same can be said for Chuposaurus Rex. So he's going to the mediums. I would have thought the softs would get to the end, but he feels otherwise. So that elevates MJJ to second. Wasn't he just at the back of the field not long ago? I swear to God. As Stig is also into the lane for a set of softs. So it's now put Papa Stiff out in the lead of this race by 14 seconds over MJJ in second. And it's Power Sight in third, who's going to have to fight off some very quick guys behind him, especially Chuposaurus Rex on the medium, fresh mediums, and Lunacy on fresh softs. So, of course, one of these guys, of course, has got one less time penalty than the other, I think, from memory. Let me just double check. There we go. So there's 6 seconds for MJJ and Chuposaurus Rex, and 3 each for Lunacy, Scooter Matata, Stig, and Smeg. Yeah, look, I'm not going to say who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Everyone will have their differing opinions, of course. That's just the way it is, really. It's the same with me sometimes. I've had that issue in the past. So, I mean, everybody, let's just say everyone's not really a big fan of this Monaco track. There might be the odd person that might say otherwise. As there goes the move for Chuposaurus Rex to get up onto the podium once again. So you see the movers and shakers of this race. Smeg's putting a bit of pressure, I think, on the look of it on for Arnie Cheng's. Now to be a case where Lunacy can catch up and catch Power Sight, and maybe get if he gets past him quickly, then the podium could still be on as an opportunity. Smeg will try to get past Artie Cheng's, but there's the movers and shakers up and down the grid. So Honest Crook, even with that little issue he had with Chuposaurus Rex, he's still up 6 spots here. Smeg trying up to Massenet, but not really quite close enough through there. He gets a good run out of Casino. A little bit sideways there for Artie Cheng's. So thinks about it going into the Nico Rosberg corner, but not quite close enough. So he'll bide his time once again. So 6 spots up for Honest Crook, and same can be said for Power Sight. He's up 6 spots as well. 4 for Papa Stiff, 3 for Artie Cheng's at the moment, 2 for MJJ, and 1 for Scooter Matata. Biggest loser, obviously, is Johnny down 10 spots. Lunacy's down 3 at the moment, although that could become 2 in a second as he's all over the back of Power Sight. Sets the fastest final sector. But not really quite close enough here. I'll answer your question, Sandees, in a minute. But there he goes around the outside. Have to break deep here into this corner, just giving each other racing room. But he does get it done in the end. So Lunacy puts himself back up into position 4. So now he can have a crack. Even if he gets the gap pretty much under 3 seconds, he'll get a podium at this rate. Obviously, Chuposaurus Rex will hopefully hit it up to a 6-second gap as quick as he can. And he's putting pressure actually on MJJ for second spot here. There's the movers and shakers up and down the field. There's all the pit stops, actually. We'll have a look at that as well. So anyone's that have done 1 stops, Pup, Steve, Power Sight, and Honest Crook, and Artie Cheng's. Just be patient here, Chuposaurus Rex. That's all you got to do. Your time will come, as he might get the run here. You have to do it around the outside. Oh, there's contact. Give each other racing room. Yeah, as he just slides it through turn 1. And gets the move done for second spot. So Scooter Matata, Stig and Smeg have done 3 stops. You can say the same for Metz as well. And MJJ's done the most laps so far on 22-lap old mediums. Yeah, you're certainly right, Bags Liddell. Stewards have plenty of work after this one. They usually do after most races. Look at the sliding that MJJ, the tyres must be overheating a little bit. Got my comic tier 1 again. I'm down at this week, Sandeezy. I think your normal commentator Smeg will be back this week. The only reason I was pretty much doing tier 1 last week was obviously Smeg was unavailable. Well, obviously knew that because he didn't race. Lunacy absolutely misses the chicane there, so he's bugging up there. Has to take a 3-second penalty as well. But no, not this week, Sandeezy. Who knows? Maybe in future again. Probably whenever Smeg is unavailable once again. Maybe I might get the call up, but no, at this stage I'll probably be going back to Tier 4 once again in about, where are we? What is it now? 8:06 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, so that's another 24 minutes away. We'll be back with Tier 4. But I must say, it was fun doing Tier 1 last week. Obviously, crowned a champion. Obviously, GeForce Crichton, you can pretty much have a little bit of fun this week. Oh, sorry, the next 2 weeks, I should say. I'm not sure really how the Constructors is playing out, but it could be wrapped up this weekend. Who knows? But Smeg is still stuck behind Artie Chang, as I can see on the mini-map there in the bottom right. Both the Renaults are close to each other, well, with battles here. So here goes Lunacy. Goes for the move. It was a little bit tight going through the tunnel section. You can't really go around the outside here. Have to bide his time here. There's a Scooter Matata. His teammate does get by Power Sight, so he's back up into 5th now. And you'll have to probably gap him as quickly as he can, because he's still got the penalty hanging over his head at the current moment. Doubt Lunacy and the no-ball chicane will be on speaking terms after this, yeah. There might be a few other people that might be saying that after this one. As here comes Lunacy around the outside. Goes to fight hard, break deep. Oh, just a little bit of contact there with the wall. He might have gotten away with that. I'll be surprised if he hasn't. He probably got more front wing damage, but he'll have to fight on and hang on. I mean, MJJ's got a lot of tyre. Not much, probably not a lot of tyre grip. A bit all over the shop. That was lovely stuff, lovely English. But 5-lap-old softs compared to 24-lap-old mediums. Or as he just glances the wall then. I'll be lucky to get away with any wing damage there as well. So he might have to fight on for the rest of this race. I think Smeg is still trying to get past Artie Cheng's, but he just can't do it at this state. So unless Artie makes an error, he might be just hanging on for 10th. Sorry, for 9th and 10th. Oh, look at Smeg. He's trying to push him up through the corners here. But he can't do anything about it. At this rate at the moment with the championship, as Chubosaurus Rex comes into the lane again. What is going on with this race? Don't tell me this is another front wing change. It is another front wing change for Chubosaurus Rex. So he's doing it the hard way here. Don't tell me he's going to come out near Honest Crook on the track. Oh my God, this is going to... It'll be awkward to say the least. Actually, you can see Stig is not far behind. He's in 7th, obviously, and then Honest Crook in 8th. And he will come out ahead in 6th. Will Chubosaurus Rex. I've got to do the maths very quickly here. So, obviously, with the penalty situation, I'm trying to work things out here on the go. You'll have to see it, don't you? So, hang on, let's have a look at the penalty situation. So, they've both got 6 seconds. So, if they were to finish like this, and I doubt it will, so 6th place gets you 10 points, and 10th gets you 6 points. So that would only be a 4-point margin. I don't know if it'll be enough for Chubosaurus Rex to claim the championship this week. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out. He'll need to go absolutely nuts these last few laps to, well, he'll probably be going for the fastest lap of the race, obviously, but a fresh set of soft competitor tyres. Oh, who was that? It would look like Honest Crook there. Had a bit of a moment out of the no-ball chicane, and looks like he's missing an end plate on the right-hand side. He is. So is he going to have to come in for another pit stop? Well, the looks of it, I'd say he is. So what was turning out to be looking a good race, I think, for Honest Crook, has really just gone down the drain here. Might be coming out very close to his teammate and Smeg, who's still fighting away for 9th and 10th. Artie's still hanging on. If he finishes ahead of him, of Smeg, obviously he'll still claim 9th because of Smeg's penalty. Another set of softs for Honest Crook. He should come out with relative fresh air, I would think. Chubosaurus Rex is going nuts at the moment. Still a fight going on here for the podium at this rate. So the gap out of front is 18.7 seconds between Pup Mystique and Lunacy as he gets another 3-second time penalty. I dare say that might have been for multiple warnings, obviously, but not a corner cut. He's still battling on with that front wing damage, of course. Smeg, I think, finally got by Artie Chengs for 9th. It took him ages, till about lap 36, to finally get past that AlphaTauri. Now he'll try and build up that gap to 3 seconds, so he's relatively safe as a battle here. Sorry, Scooter Matata's in the pit lane, actually, so... Oh, he's got front wing damage again, so... I reckon these guys are not going to have any front wings left for the other races. What is going on? Hopefully they brought a lot of front wings this race, as Artie just gets a 3-second time penalty, so I think that's pretty much put pay to that he'll get P9 again. Where Chubasaurus Rex is 4th at the moment. As you see, he's riding the curb there, taking a lot of it through the Lowe's hairpin. Let's see, that was the wrong one. What's his lap? It's 11.919. I think it popped up. Oh, I might have done, but I missed it. Oh, don't do it again. That's the last thing you need. He's still on track, and he still gets the extra bonus point. He gets a much better run here. Might actually go for a move here to back. Side by side. Just manages to get through there. Only just. So he's back up onto the podium. What an up and down race this has been for him. Potentially a champion in waiting. Of course, that's still to pan out, obviously, with Stewart's inquiries. I may get a little bit ahead of myself here. Yes, I would agree. But Liddell, but leave some front wings for the rest of us. There's another 3 tiers left. Plus the Euro tiers and the Americas tier. They would need some front wings. Teams are not always made of money sometimes. They always bring a small amount of wings, front wings to the track. Maybe Red Bull should give them some wings, maybe. Isn't that what their slogan is? Anyway. We'll get off the fastest lap. That's what we need. So, we're getting to the closing stages of this Monaco Grand Prix. MJJ still going nuts at the moment on 28 lap old mediums, being caught by 23 lap old mediums with Power Sight in 5th. Power Sight could actually push for 4th here. Well, he's got 0 penalties, so I'm just amazed that some guys can keep a penalty free at this stage. There's Stig in the background there, the other McLaren. So let's see, 3rd and 9th now. 3rd is scores you 16 points, and Chubasaurus Rex has got the fastest lap, so that'll be 17 points. And 9th gets us 7 points, so it'd be 10 advantage. That would probably be enough for the championship, barring any mishaps, of course. So, as MJJ, I think, just went in too hot in turn 1. He might come under attack here from Power Sight. There's yellows in sector 3. That looks like a Scooter Matata's had an issue there out of the Rascas. That's another corner where you can easily muck up your turning in point there. Well, not your turning in point, but your exit out of there. If you just touch the inside wall of the right-hand rear tyre, then it'll all go downhill from there. So, as our honest crook has now got a 3-second time penalty. So, only 2 guys remaining and have yet to get a penalty. That being this man, the race leader, and Power Sight, who's currently in 5th, as we're about to start the final lap here of the Monaco Grand Prix. He's got quite a margin here, has Putman Stiff here over Lunacy, as he's under attack as Lunacy. If anything, Chubasaurus Rex doesn't really need to go for the position here, but I think he wants to finish in front as he gets sideways for Lunacy. You're going to have to fight hard for this one. See, with the front wing is not going to help. They'll fight into turn 1. Give each other racing room, just enough. But he gets around the outside and gets up the 2nd spot. But will it be enough? Let me check penalties. Yes, it definitely will be. Okay, so he's got enough margin. Obviously, 3 less seconds of penalties as well as Chubasaurus Rex. So this will be good for the championship, barring any Stewart's inquiries later on. Let's keep an eye on this battle here. So both the McLaren boys are closing into that Red Bull of MJJ, who's done an incredible job on 30 lap old mediums. Just hanging on. Look at this. We decided who will be finishing in front of the McLaren boys, but I think Power Sight should do that because he's got less penalties. But here we come through the final corner now. I said the final corner, Larascas. He's just in cruise mode at the moment. Wasn't made easy for him. Obviously, it helped with a few guys pitting. But Pop Stiff wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Right, dominant drive in the end. But here, this is potentially is your champion-elect for Pacific Tier 3. Jabbasaurus Rex will be the champion, potentially. I'm not getting too ahead of myself, hopefully. He gets onto the podium in second spot with an asterisk next to his name. Lunacy ends up on the podium as well. So great job for those guys. MJJ will probably finish 5th, I think, because Powersight has got 0 penalties. So Powersight gets home in 4th with 26 lap on mediums. So shout out as well to Papa Steve as well. He got 28 laps on the mediums. MJJ 31 laps. But Stig ends up in 6th in the end. Scooter Matata in 7th. I think that'll be good enough as well for Renault to claim the Constructors' Championship in Tier 3. Might be jumping ahead of myself here, but potentially we'll have to wait and see. Honest Crook in 8th. Smeg couldn't really make any inroads there. And I think he pretty much finished was where he started. So he comes across the line in ping 9. So barring any issues later on afterwards with stewards, he'll be still fighting for 2nd in the championship at the next round at the Brazilian Grand Prix. So Powersight will get the driver of the day, probably deserving, I think, in the end. We'll have to actually have a look to see about that one, but to see whether in the finishing positions ended up in the end. But hopefully you did enjoy that stream anyway, guys and girls. Well, I got the opportunity. I'll probably have to make a quick dash very shortly to Tier 4. Hopefully we'll get to see the podium. There we go. And Pump Steve gets another race victory. What number of victory is that for him? I need to go back and look at the standings very quickly. I don't want to say whether the chat is going off or not. It probably is, but well done to Pump Steve. He takes the win and the Monaco glory. So here we go. Here's the final race results here. So Pump Stiff comes from 5th on the grid, did the one stop, avoided all the carnage, and takes the race victory by 20-odd seconds in the end over champion-elect with an asterisk next to his name, barring any mishaps. Jabbasaurus Rex in 2nd. He'll get 21 points with the extra fastest lap of the race. Lunacy in 3rd. There in the end. Powersight in 4th, come from 10th on the grid, so very nice job from him. MJJ in 5th, Stig in 6th, Scooter Batard 7th, Honest Crook in 8th, Smeg in 9th, and Artie Cheng rounds out your top 10, and the D and F's being Mets and BB10, and Johnny, of course, got himself disqualified. So, that is done and dusted, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go to the ending screen here. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the live stream. I do apologize for the few dropped frames along the way. That's down to my internet, of course. So hopefully it doesn't occur again in the next 10 minutes or so. But I'm not going to make any guarantees anyway. So like I said, smash the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Race Spec Esports channel if you haven't already. Go follow the social media channels. They're down in the description below. They're Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to come join the league, obviously there's only one race still to go in this championship, but I mean, if you want to get yourself, come and join the league for potentially F1 2021, then there is a Discord link down in the description. There's also my social media links if you want to come and join me. On my social media, or if you want to go and follow me on my social media channels, or my YouTube as well, they're down in the description below. But we've potentially crowned a champion. I'll probably getting ahead of myself here, potentially, but we'll have to wait and see come next week at the Brazilian Grand Prix. But in about 10 minutes time, I'll come back again for Tier 4. Once again, I think Smeg will probably be doing Tier 1 at Monaco as well for Pacific, and I think Bodhod will be doing Tier 2 potentially. But yeah, keep an eye out for those ones, and as well as there's any live streams as well for the Euros side. I don't think there's been any for the last couple of weeks potentially, but keep an eye out just in case there is. And I think maybe Smeg might be back for the Americas tiers. You have to tune in for that one, but that's why we'll leave it, guys and girls. But yeah, till next week, which will be Brazil to finish off Season 4, it is goodbye.